Hi! My wood slat wall and ceiling will be positioned around the painting A Girl with a Pearl Earring, for which I've already released a video. Don't be alarmed about the exposed wires. The electricity to this room has been shut off. More about it in the next episode. After several attempts and using a laser, I was able to determine its position. Using a 1x4 pine wood, I'm creating the base. I connected to the studs, which are spaced behind the drywall, around 16 inches apart. It's tricky doing the laser on the ceiling. It's not behaving like on a wall. I measured the same distance from the beginning of the ceiling and the end of it, and I marked it on the wall. And now I need to fix my mistakes. And I'm still not sure if it's a mistake. It's possible that the wall is not straight, the ceiling is not straight. But again, it's tricky to do the laser on the ceiling. Or maybe I'm doing something wrong. And this is the end point. So now it has exactly the same distance from this wall. And I'll fix the mistakes. Hopefully it will be square. The wall and ceiling are not leveled, so you will see me using shims later to level everything up. This step is very important, and regardless of the current wall and ceiling, the new structure must be leveled. The first step is to start from one board and make sure it's level. Which board? The one that is sticking out from the ceiling the most. How to find out which one is it? Unfortunately, there is no fast way. I assume that this one sticks the most from the ceiling. I made sure it's level, like that. Now I will start from it towards this side and this side. I already can see that this one needs to be pushed a little bit towards the ceiling. Same with this guy. The fastest way I found in dealing with this is loosen the screws of the delt board, level it against the previous board, push the shims snug, tighten the screws. The problem is that at this stage I need longer screws for the last two boards. I'm using 2.5, I'll probably move to 3, maybe 3.5. Now that I have longer screws, I level it with the neighbor board and I'll stick those shims in the gap and tighten everything. The last one must have the same distance from the wall to this corner and from the wall to this corner. I took a board which is similar to the boards on the ceiling and on the wall, placed it, marked it with the chalk line, and we'll cut. Now I'm moving backwards and stretching everything. Apparently I have enough room just to shove it under the board because of the shims. And I'll just hide it there. Perfect. Now it's much better. I took a small piece, leveled it, aligned it with the one going on the wall, and at the bottom I marked where to cut. And since everything is leveled, I can cut all of them in the same place. One base coat of shellac, then one coat of stain. And just rub it in. I'm doing one side at a time. By the time I will reach to the last one, this will dry and I will be able to work on the other two sides. As you can see, poplar is a very interesting wood. I marked them so I will not get confused and use this side instead. How did I calculate it? I did how many boards I want on this side, minus the length from here to here, and then divide by the number of spaces, so in my case 2. I got some number, then I ran it through the table saw, and slowly I got the gap that I wanted, or the space between the boards. If you do it on your own, get ready for frustration and watch your fingers as the nails will go all over the place, 90 degrees to the left and to the right, and I even had almost 180 with one nail. This will require cutting the loose nails and trying again. What usually helped is physically rotating the nailer in those areas, 90 degrees to the left or to the right. It's possible that working with soft wood will prevent this scenario and will guarantee 100% penetration on each attempt. Be especially careful around the painting where the nail can damage it. I used the same mason line as in the beginning of this video to mark a temporary border between the wall and the ceiling. For example, at this spot the nails refused to go through. Failing to achieve secure grasp to the 1x4 behind the black cloth can potentially cause the board to fall on someone's head in the future, and the only way to deal with this board is to replace it. Which means, buy another big board, cut it to pieces, then cut the individual piece to length, lightly sand it, one coat of shellac, another of stain, and then only hope that this time the nails will go through. Here you can see me try and change the angle by which I hold the nailer, because some nails just fail to go through. I check each nail section and make sure that the board is securely held in place. What I'm doing here is connecting the other piece to it, also with a 45-degree angle or 45-degree cut, and then I drive a nail through both of the boards. Let me zoom in. In other words, the nail secures both boards. As I've already mentioned, be especially careful around the painting. I wasn't sure if I'm going to have exactly the same space in the middle, so I reached to it slowly, from both sides, and then played with the last 3-4 pieces to match. The last 2 pieces. You have no idea how happy I am. No idea. I cut thin pieces of poplar to cover the sides. Since the ceiling is not straight, not leveled, I had to do this. Not very beautiful, not very ugly. Time taken around 4 weeks. Cost for materials around 1600. Cost for materials and tools around 6000.